than it should be. Virginia winces at how young he sounds. "Judge, the charges," says her counsel, whose name is Clevenger. He looks young as well as sounding young, all apple cheeks and skinny limbs. Clevenger is the tallest man in the courtroom, yet somehow, at least to Virginia, he seems to take up the least space. The judge blinks. "Come again." Her counsel shuffles papers, makes another attempt. If Virginia were the lawyer, she tells herself, she would make a stronger beginning. If ifs and buts were candy and nuts, Anne would have said to that. Poor Anne. And poor Virginia. 5 faithful living women in this courtroom form a silent, united line. And it's the voices of the other 7 who won't shut up. "I believe the charges should be read first, and I will tell you how she pleads," says her counsel. "Oh, I apologize, Your Honor," booms the judge, not a whit of apology in his voice. "I forgot to address you as judge, and in your own court, no less. What an embarrassment." More twitching, more shuffling of papers. "Your Honor, I'm not a judge." The judge says with great relish. "Precisely." Virginia's counsel is silent. "Now may I proceed?" asks the judge, though it's not really a question. "Yes, Your Honor." "Rise," says the judge, though Virginia doesn't hear him until he repeats, more stridently, "Rise." Virginia rises. "Read the charges," he says to the bailiff. "1 count of kidnapping and 1 count of murder," the bailiff says, "in the death of Caprice Collins." Whispers zip around the courtroom, a handful of flung pebbles skittering on slick ice. But from the row nearest Virginia, there is only a thick, welcome pocket of silence. She feels herself resting on it like a pillow. Shock and surprise may bubble over everywhere else, but nothing surprises the survivors. The capacity for surprise was blasted out of them, frozen out of them, wrenched out of them in the far north. They froze solid up there. While their bodies are warmer now, something within them has never thawed. She doesn't believe it ever will. The judge turns away from Virginia, away from the lawyers and the women who sit in the front row, away from the unknown faces who make up the audience for this, what, circus? "Men of the jury," he addresses them ponderously, "know that the prisoner at the bar, Virginia Reeve, has heretofore pleaded and said she is not guilty of each count of the indictment. For trial, she puts herself upon your good judgment to try the issue. If she is guilty on either or both of said counts, you are to say so, and if she is not guilty on either or both of said counts, you are to say so, and no more. Good men and true, stand together and hearken to your evidence." Of Virginia herself, he shows no awareness. His heavy indifference, she thinks, threatens to sink her. She cannot let herself be drawn down. She has endured worse than this man's disdain, and she has a choice in how deeply she lets him cut her. She turns her attention away from him, toward the only people in the courtroom she truly knows. The 5 survivors buoy her up with their silence. She fears the words they may speak when called upon later, not to mention the words of others with damaging, dark things to say, true and otherwise. But for now, their quiet reassures her. All she wants from them right now is nothing, and that is exactly what they have left to give. Chapter 2. Virginia. Tremont House, Boston, April 1853. As she entered the lobby of Tremont House, Virginia only heard her first 3 footfalls. 1, 2, 3 steps on slick golden marble. The plush deep carpet smothered the sound of 4, 5, and everything after. She moved forward silently in the flicker of the gilt lanterns, the luxurious sofas beckoning with their rich crimson cushions, the cavernous ceiling soaring overhead. 2 women sat on the farthest couch with their heads bent together, clearly in conversation, but in such a vast room she